So I've watched a few Bob Ross videos over a little while, and I've noticed the amount of brushes that he uses. Do you go into a particular style of painting, knowing exactly which brushes to use, or will any sort of brush just do the job?
I have an ongoing fight with my brushes. We are not on good terms. Every so often, one of them likes me, but for the most part, they all hate me. I feel like I'm constantly fighting my brushes.
I think what Jamie was
I
trying to
can't
say.
explain it better.
What Jamie was trying to say is if he had your brushes, he could do paintings like that too.
Yeah, I have like 100 of them, and I have my favorites. I have favorite brushes. I do, for sure. That work every single time. But like I said, the technique changes every time, and I keep having to rotate brushes until one feels right. And it's really about the feeling. It's not moving or applying paint or blending the way I want it to. And instead of thinking through what brushes are good for this application, I just keep trying new brushes until my thing is full, like my whole cup, just full of them. And then end up using 2 by the end throughout the whole painting.
You got to find
but
out.
It's usually, it's whatever's going to get me what I want faster is the way that I have to do it, because my brain is going too fast to slow down on each technique. So I got to get the right brush that I don't have to think about. And so it's like 30 minutes of arguing with brushes before I started painting. It's really
Do you have names for them?
No, because they don't deserve names.
No.
I bet your 2 favorite do, though.
Yes, they do.
Is that why the cat steals them? The cat comes in and takes away the ones you don't want, and she's like, "Oh, you're done with that one. I'll take it."
Oh, he finds the best ones. He always takes my big fluffy ones, the expensive ones.
Dang
like,
cats.
Don't take the biggest brush. That's like $25. Then he just disappears. He thinks I'm not watching him, like go up to my counter and start rummaging through my brushes to find the one he wants.
So speaking of these brushes, are they like good for just one painting, or like do you go through quite a bit of them?
How many uses can you get out of them?
Yeah. How many uses do you get out of them, or is that just a lot?
A lot. I get a lot. I try to take care of my supplies so I can reuse them as much as possible. There's definitely certain brushes that you have to use for a certain technique. So like for the Northern Lights ones, just a flat, big bristle brush is the best thing to use, but you have to make sure it's a softer one. It can't be really stiff. And so there's certain things like the Northern Light ones that you do have to use a specific brush to get such a soft stroke line up. And then the trees, I use the same brush on my trees, even though I have 10 of the same brush because they're not all the same.
One of them's got a name and there is no.
They don't. And I even have tape around the tops of them to try to remember which one I like the best. And then I end up with 5 with tape on them. And I'm like, I forgot which one was my favorite out of the 5.
You need to get the colored duct tape.
With a different color, and then 3 end up with the same color. It's a whole thing. My brain just can't compute brushes. It just that's the one thing that it just can't understand.
He's too busy painting to watch Bob Ross.
Do you know what's funny though? I've only seen little clippets of his shows. Like I've never watched a full episode of Bob Ross.
Really?
And yet he's all over my comments. Like everybody. And I feel so
Bob
bad.
Ross when we get home from school.
Yeah, you could turn the murder shows off one day and just watch a Bob Ross if you wanted to.
I tried.
He's dead. Where's the dead body?
Oh man. Yeah, I watch it.
Oh, sorry.
There, I'll be the future Bob Ross, but with the murder podcast going on in the background where that girl's just like doing her makeup and telling a horror story as I paint. We'll do a fusion.
Do it.